Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your gameplay for the BT-7A F-32. This is a very rare vehicle, currently ranked 2 battle rating 3.7, and is a premium and was only unlockable during the Operation Heat event 2019, which is when I actually earned this years ago. Now, this is a pretty rare vehicle. Of course, it's a light tank. As far as I know, this is currently the highest BR BT-7 in War Thunder, and unfortunately, it does not have the same engine as the BT-7M. Rather, this has the standard BT-7 engine with 400 horsepower rather than 500. Again, unfortunately. Now, this does have a much improved cannon, however, featuring the 76.2mm F-32. Now, this is pretty much like a scaled back version, in a way, version of the F-34. As you could see, for example, the T-34 has the F-34, whereas this is a little bit smaller and fires around 50 meters per second, slower muzzle velocity. Again, this is a light tank, has to be compact. So as you could see with that, it was 615 meters per second, whereas this is 655. So actually around 40 meters per second less, and thus it does get a little bit worse armor pen. But that being said, this is still an incredibly fast vehicle, just as fast as pretty much the standard BT-7, but again with a much better cannon with over 100 grams of explosive filler, which for a light tank like this ain't too shabby. So as I said, let's get into a few matches, see what we could do, but it has been a while since I got on this horse, and I am stoked to get back in the saddle. As I said, let's get into it. You know, as we get into this this gameplay, let me know what sort of vehicle, like if any, like a limited time vehicle, kind of like how this is, that you wish would come back to War Thunder. You know? Like something that you could earn once again. For me, it'd probably be like the IS-7. You know, I'd be tempted to say the E-100, but the thing with that is that it's a tournament vehicle, and if I got good, then I would already have it. Woo! I got lucky. I barely clipped that dude. But I feel like there's someone waiting. Might be. Oh my ward. Let's go ahead and hide while that dust is still up. Yeah, we have an enemy vehicle. Had an enemy vehicle. I think that may have been the one that was scouted before. None too shabby. Now I'm going to want to decap the C point and then go in, pull up this avenue. Woo-wee. Okay, we have a hit here. He's not going to be able to identify me before I shoot him again, and I got the kill. Now, I don't want to sit on here for long, simply because what will happen is I'm going to die. This is not one of those tanks that's a defender, so you want to decap it, run, and then go ahead and cap something else, or at least provide some sort of a hassle to somebody a lot of the time. Not all the time, of course. I mean, you can just go ahead and cap it, which I typically would if I was in, for example, an MBT or a medium tank. But kind of like I did in that last match, quick flanks, that's kind of how this thing works. You know, because ultimately, again, I mean, like, this is not going to be a frontliner. This is not a tank that you want to take and have to use against another tank. This is not an MBT. This is not a medium tank. This is not a heavy tank. This is light tank, pure and simple. And also, it doesn't have the greatest turret traverse speed, at least considering its overall mobility. Its turret traverse is a bit limited. Is that an enemy over there? Yes, it is. Woo! First strike, got lucky. Now, one tip for everybody using light tanks. You are going to want to, if you can, press that scout button before you get the kill. Of course, I didn't just do that there, but for the first one I did, and you get extra points for doing so. Okay, we have an enemy tank over here. And even though I didn't get the kill, get the assist. I love me some intelligence assists because it makes me feel so smart. Obviously, not really. But we have another tank over here somewhere. Yes, we do. Woo! My buddy in the Tehran 3. If you guys didn't know, I did a video on the Tehran 3. This thing, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The Tehran 3 is fantastic. Now, we have a few enemies. Oh, whoa! Okay. Hopefully I can get this kill. Oh, my goodness! I'm letting myself down here. this guy might not be the target of opportunity that I was thinking, just simply because there are some other tanks around here that will be able to do substantially more damage. Got the engine, that's a good thing, but perfect. And got the, I only got the assist! But thus far I've gotten 4 assists, 3 kills. So if you guys don't know as well, if you damage somebody and then get an assist, and you scout them beforehand as well, then that actually counts as a as kind of like 2 things, right? Like you get an assist normally, and you get a an intelligence assist as well. So here we go, big boy Sherman. We may also have another vehicle here, but this is kind of like the bread and butter of this tank, right? It's the scouting capability. So one big problem with this vehicle is how easily you get one shot, even against the M4A5 with the Shot Mark 9. Easy one-shot kill. So let's get into another match, see what we could do, but I'm having a good time thus far. This is a really good vehicle. I don't know about you guys, but if there were maybe 3 ways I could improve upon this vehicle, right? Those 3 ways would probably be to give it the 500 horsepower engine, to make it a bit shorter. I mean, like, this is a pretty tall tank considering what it is, and give it more armor. You know, specifically give it more like angled armor too. And also maybe make it like a 4-man. Oh, you know what? I think we're talking about the T-34 at this point. Yeah, you know, I'd rather just be using a T-34. Like, this thing, it's not bad for what it is. It's actually quite good for a flanking role, but the one issue I've run into literally the entire time I've been using this thing isn't that it's bad or anything, because, again, it isn't. But it does have a pretty big issue. Ooh, nice. Nice, I always love getting those LMG kills. This has a pretty big issue with staying alive. And so pretty much every single hit against this thing will be a one-shot kill. And that really sucks, to put it quite frankly. Okay, we have an enemy right there. Gonna scout him. Got the gunner, blah, blah, blah. Want to go for that T-34. You know what? I can. Very nice. Now I'm going to go for this guy. His gunner is dead. Hopefully I can get myself a kill. Even better. But, like, when you're using it like this, when you have the opportunity. So I'm in a complete up tier, by the way. But when you have the opportunity to use this vehicle in this way, as a flanker, it's really, really good. But when your team, like when your lines break down, when you have a flanker from the enemy team that does something, one of the big problems with this vehicle too is the fact that it has a pretty mediocre turret traverse rate that really can't keep up with its speed, and that harms this vehicle pretty substantially. Okay. We have Zindicum X! Hopefully the enemy team does not pick up on the fact that I just shot him where I just shot him. We might have some enemies coming up, not sure, but I do want to back up just in case. So, I decided for the last match, why the heck not, let's throw this thing around in AB. And quite honestly, this vehicle is, well, I'll just say it's something else. It isn't bad, but it's also very freaking non-pen, really. Jeez. Yeah, so this thing, like, that was a bad shot and that one's on me. But it's plagued by non-pens, and one of the biggest issues with this vehicle is that unless you can get a side shot, like I just got right there, you're not really going to be able to do all too much with it, unfortunately. This thing gets up-tiered like no one's business. I mean, it is absurd the extent that this thing actually gets up-tiered. And because of that, like, 3.7 BR, you might say to yourself, well, you know, it's decent at 3.7 BR, and that is true, I would say. But at 4.3 BR, which is where it's being up-tiered at a minimum the majority of the time, it is not good. In fact, it's actually really, really, really bad. I hate saying stuff like that, but you get the idea. It's just a really rough vehicle to grind out, or to play with, because, you know, these shells at 3.7 BR are more or less kind of hitting their limit, might be a good way to put it. But at 4.3 and 4.7 BR, when you're starting to get into like heavier mediums and heavy tanks, it really is a problem. And so I've been having it where I can't pen the frontal hull of a Sherman at pretty damn close to a 90-degree angle from like 500 meters. And it's just, it's absurd because there's no way you're ever going to survive the reprisal shot, you know? Like, you're not ever going to be able to take that shot and be like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to live. It's not going to happen. You will die every single time. Let's see. Can I stop him? Probably not. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to turn around and hopefully get him. I know where you are, buddy. I'm sorry. Sorry in advance. He's going to probably kill me, actually. Woo! Got lucky. But, as I was basically saying, with the exception of this match, which is just a blowout, the vast majority of matches, they have not been like this. They have been a slog. It's just not been a good time. And so it's like a vehicle like the T-34, for example, like the German T-34. That thing has just enough armor pen that it's actually doable. This vehicle has just enough where it's not doable unless you're getting people like this that are just kind of running around and not paying attention at all. Like, me having 9 kills in this is by far and away the best match I've had all night, as a matter of fact. RBAB or otherwise. So, I don't know. I really want to like this vehicle. And also you have to bear in mind a few of those were via the bomber. But I really want to like this vehicle. But it's just one of those things where it's like, for me at least, it's a tough sell. Now that said, one thing I do want to do is I want to start making my gameplays a little bit more informative. You know, like why I do things, you know, why I do things the way that I do them, how I do some things like that. And so if I can help it, I'm going to start doing that henceforth. Of course, that's if I can help it. I'm not entirely sure. Got a nice hit. Ooh, ooh, and I got a kill via an artillery strike. That's nice. This is the best match I've had all night. Trust me, guys, when I say this thing has been a slog and has not been enjoyable at all to play. It might also be the fact maybe my teams haven't been all that good. Maybe I'm just better at AB. I don't know. But in general, what I would say when it comes to this vehicle, I like it at like 3.7. But if, like, that's the thing, right? If you put it down to 3.3 BR, then it'll probably be down tiered all the time and probably dominate. Whereas if you put it at 3.7 BR, you can make the argument that's actually pretty good at 3.7 and maybe even decent at 4.0. But beyond that, like I said, like 500 meters and 30 degrees, you have 68 millimeters of armor pen. That's not very good for basically the best shell that you have. That's pretty rough, you know, to say the least. And so, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I really don't know how the hell I have this match going right here. But I do. I've got 13 kills. Some freaking how. This is ridiculous, man. Holy crap. Anyways, I think that's it. I don't like freaking base camping or base camping if I can help it. So, either way, thanks so much for watching. If you don't mind, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys want me to be more informative with my videos, like, you know, strengths, weaknesses, why I'm doing XYZ thing? Do you want me to just kind of continue to go like, boom, pow, me get killed? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, but either way, thanks again. I'll see you all on the other side. I don't even know if I got 13 kills in my last 10 matches with this thing, let alone in one match. Take care, everyone.